So I'll start with a product release. So this will be what we will be discussing in this session. I'll handle basically product release management, product implementation, and user training. We'll see about the maintenance and the types of maintenance cost, and all these things in the session. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is product release management. See, what we have done till date is useless if we are not successfully able to release the software. So what is basically we are going to do is we are going to take the software to the customer site and get it implemented so the end user can start using it. So basically don't get into that. We are going to right away take it and put it in the client's place and start using. So before we start the release process, we should make sure every task is completed. And so when I speak of software release, it is not only a release of a new software that I'm speaking, it is also about a interim release of a software. It may be a beta release, it may be an alpha release, it is a new software release also. After the software is released, you have many version changes for the software. Version and a beta version of the software. So it may be a new product that we are launching, and this launch may be happening frequently or just occasionally also. So your rhythm, that is how much faster you release. That is, you may release every week, every day, every month also. See, for example, if it is a software Android code or an Android update, something like this, you will release an update every month. But if it is a software like a Windows, every years once, 2 year once, you will have a version being launched in the market. So there are many reasons for releasing a product. One such is, see, for example, I've created for one version of a software. See, I've created an iOS version of a application. Now I want to develop the same and launch it for an Android version. So I have developed the software for the Android version. So this is something, and you are releasing an existing product on a different platform, or you are releasing a new idea into the market for the first time. See, for example, such a product not there in the market still date, but you are launching it first time. So you are introducing new features for current customers. For example, once you had started with mobile banking application, so first we didn't have all the features that are existing today. There were minimal features. Over a period of time, they gave us a lot of other features. So you are launching new features for new users. You guys are able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me? Good. So these are some of the reasons why you go up and release a software. And see, for example, you are releasing your current product using a different technology also. That are some of the things why you have a release. So what is the release planning? The planning is nothing but a road how you are going to launch your product. So what you are going to do is you are going to plan it by reading or discussing why the release matters basically. See, for example, if you take the case of iPhone, whenever they come out a new version of iPhone, they come out with a launch, because launch is somewhere they project the product to the market. Otherwise, the product may not be visible to the entire audience. So why do you happen? So what you do basically in a release planning is what will happen to your business once the product has been released. So it is going to have a positive impact on product or negative impact. It is going to make your business successful or it is going to give a loss. So when you are going to do that, all this is to be taken care. You launch a new software. So basically you have product release management. This has basically has taken care of all entities that are working in the releasing the software. So you will have to take care and bring about all these people who are working in this release into a single ship. So basically we have four different stages in releasing a software. First stage is planning. Second is phased communication and supporting to engagement. See, when I go and launch a product, it is not only the development team that is going to work. There are other teams like sales, marketing, all these people are going to work in conjunction. So there should be a phased communication with all these people. Then there is repeatable stages to readiness, large forward adjustment on plan. These are some of the things that will happen as a product release management. So first we'll get into planning. So initial release plan take into account the team's velocity on previous release. See, if I'm new to software development, I'll not have the team evolution on a previous release. So I'm releasing the software for the first time, I won't have it. Or if I am already into the releases, then I know what is my team's capacity to deliver the software and the feature prioritization to create a general scope and the timeline. So when I know team's deliverable capacity, I can create a timeline. So how fast I can deliver a software. So general expectation on number of iterations are going to be developed in each revelation, each releases. See, for example, I'm going to deliver iterate. See, for example, in iterative software development or these models, give every iteration every quarter. So in each and iteration, how many modules are there? These have to be planned in the test. So and also the accuracy of this explanation of these expectations and the plan depends on whether the team capacity is well done. See, I have said 4 months down the line I'm going to give a delivery. This is well planned if I know my team's capacity. If I don't know all the details, then within 4 months I'll not be able to deliver it. It may go to the 5th month or 6th month. Plans have to be revisited. See, first I would have told the customer every 4 months I'll deliver a iteration. Then after 4 months I would have seen that. See, 4 months was a long period. I could have completed this task in 3 months itself. So then I'll revisit the plan and I'll tell my customer, no, now every 3 months I'll be able to deliver your iteration. This is what happens planning. So it will set the expectation and trust your customers. So if you have a plan and if your plan progresses well, it gives you a trust within your customer. So product managers know best how to deliver the product successfully. So basically, how do they do this? By engaging the people who are working the successful uh, deployment of the product. So what they'll do is, it is not only the develop team which is going to work. There is also other supporting teams like the documentation team, sales team, or the marketing campaigns which are going to work in one. So for every product you will have to set a standard. So as project manager, establishing a launch or release template will enable you to create a gold standard. So when I have a template and everything is masked in the template, then I'll able to give a better release standard. So engage your greater who may be supporting multiple products in the portfolio only when needed. So standard launch also sets expectation. So when you have a standard set, creates an expectation from people. See, for example, uh, 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 iPhone has set the standards about on launch. If they say it's a date, I'm going to launch this product, they launch it on that day. It creates expectation. So iPhone has said this day they are launching a product. That day people would have already booked their product. So it creates expectation. So likewise, if you are able to go as planned, you create expectations from the teams. So establish standards at both the risk and feature level to indicate overall health of the product. So when you have yes standards, that is, it gives you an idea about clearly about the health of the plan. Status provides or we good. You see, every time you check your standards and say, are we good? It's like pulse point. See, example, if you want to identify a person whether he is dead or alive, you check the pulse to see that his pulse rate is good. If his rate is good, then he is going to he's in a right manner. If the pulse rate drops, what you do? Take him to a hospital. Likewise, in a software also you identify the pulse rates, and if your pulse rates or standards are set, if the standards are right, you are going in a right direction. Otherwise, you will have to turn around corners. So forward adjustment plan. See, I have already released plan, but I am well ahead of the. So then what I have to do is I'll have to have scheduled regular check to see that I am on plan, if are on track. Otherwise, I'll have to readjust my plans to make sure I deliver the product on a certain set time. So these are the things that I do. See, for example, what are the tasks that is associated with release? Estimate cost of providing support. See, what is the support cost that I'm going to endure when I'm going to support the client? See, I told you, once a product is delivered, see, most of the Indian software concern, 30% of the revenue comes from maintenance. See, it is not that Infosys has written a code for ICICI Bank. The ICICI Bank's actual system is developed by Infosys, and it is not that they've developed the application, they've given it to ICICI Bank, they are running away. They are supporting it till every time ICICI wants a new version, newer update to it, they go and support that. If there is any bug application, they go and maintain that. So the agreement is written away for the next 30 years from the launch of the software. I'm going to support each and every problem that has in the software. So I'll have to estimate the cost of providing support. Then selection of software versions to be shipped. See, I'll have to my client every year I'm going to give a revision to your software. So I'll have a new concept, whatever you ask me. And also tell when will be the alpha release of each software, beta release, and the regular release of each version of your software. And constantly you will have to go through the software to check if there are any defects in the software and provide training to support staff. See, what happens is not that you can go there every day and see to that software is running properly. You will have a support team. So you will have to train the support team. When I speak about support team, it is not only the support team which is going to do a technical support. Then there is teams like sales teams, marketing teams. It is not that you have created a software, you have deployed it in ICIC, you are done with your development. The same software you can customize and deliver it to X bank, Y bank, and Z bank. So you should have a sales team, you should have a business development team and something, and make customer support strategies. So these are some of the things that comes in product release management. So this is what is being explained in this. Let's see, when you speak about one important thing is in estimate of cost production. See, bargaining has been done to for other requirements of bug fixes also. See, for in every bugs that is going to happen in the future, every enhancement that is going to happen, what is the cost you are going to pay me. That also has to be done in this a cost estimation of cost for the providing support. Next is product implementation. See, uh, product is developed, you have a plan to deploy it. Before that, you will have to identify some implementation tasks. So what are the implementation tasks that you have to identify? See, first and foremost, check software interfaces. See, for example, I have built my software to run on Windows 7. What if my client doesn't have Windows 7? He has Windows 2000. This system is not going to support my software. So what I'll to identify is first itself identify all the software interfaces. This is one. See, second thing is your client you would have wanted certain port to be associated with the software. And client would have installed some other software that make this software, these ports which you need. So there will be a conflict of interest between the ports. So how you are going to overcome this? So first and foremost thing is you'll have to identify all the software interfaces. Second thing is you'll have to identify all the hardware interfaces. What is the hardware interfaces that you want to identify? See, basically, see, for example, let me take a billing software. The two most important things that will be interfaced with your software is one is barcode reader and another one is the billing machine. So you'll have to identify both these interfaces are working fine. Next is, see, for example, I told you the example of a banking application. It's not that yeah, Infosys has jumped on with jumped into the ship of ICICI and said from day one they have supported them with the software. ICICI has run with the manual operations. Later they have joined them to give support. So what happened is they would have had ledger of data already. So all this data should be incorporated into the software. So what I have to do is create a master data. Next is once master data is created, I will have to create data and check all this master data are working fine. Then I'll have to create a user account. See, there will be larger levels of users in the organization. For each this user, I'll have to create the users, and also last is I'll have to check the infrastructure for creation. So these are some of the things that is taken care in the product implementation thing. This is what is given in the slides. So this is diagrammatic representation of the release management, starting from identifying a new feature to issuing and issue reporting and collection. For example, the number one is when does a management happens is you are identify a change. It is given planning team, they design, they give a software bill, it is reviewed, it is tested, it is deployed, then you give support to it. When you give a support to it, some error happens, you issue a report, and again the issue comes as a new request, and you go about. This cycle goes and on until the software ceases to non-existent. So here I have the template for a release management. So here you have the document type. Uh, Document name, team name, release name, and things. And also first tab column gives about high level goals. So you have to list out the top level goal to the last level goal. And the second block is about user stories for release. So what are the things that the user has asked, and you tell him this is there in this release. This is the start date and this is the end date. So last is product backlog, where you give a backlog of all the items that has happened in the release. So next important concept is user training. So it is not that sorry, you just install the software in the user end and come back like that. Before you leave the user place, before the product becomes fully usable, you have to train the users. So what basically you train users? One way of training these user is putting a training team in the user's place and explaining them about each and every aspect of the software. The other two ways is, one is creating a manual. Manual is up to date and it has everything that the software needs. All this is present in the software is there in the manual. Next is by giving something called a tutorial. Tutorial will provide step by step guide the user using the product. So what will happen is, when you have a tutorial, it will lead to reduction of support teams time. So support team doesn't go each time they find a fault. Instead of that, they can open the tutorial, and for the tutorial, this error is there. If this is the product. See, whenever you buy a product, you have a catalog. In the catalog, at the last, you will have some general troubleshooting measures. Likewise, your training manual also should have something like, and you can't train each and every users. So first and foremost thing is, you'll have to identify each and every role that is sent in with your software, and for each and every role, how many people are you going to train? See, for example, you can say for every role, I'm going to train 2 people. See, for example, bank like ICICI, they have 1,000 employees all across the country. So if you train all the 2,000 employees, you can tell the bank that for all this, you have 10 roles with the software. For each 10 roles, I'll train 10 people. In this, 10 people can go and train all the other people. So these are some of the user training measure. So thank you.